Hey YouTube friends, today I've got a product review for you. We're going to be taking a look at the Comica CVM-WM100 wireless microphone system. We're going to unbox it, we're going to do some comparison tests, and I'm going to tell you what I think of it. So before I get into the review today, I just want to let you know that I do lots of videos like this, gear reviews, camera tips and techniques, tutorials, and generally talking about filmmaking, video and photography. So if that sounds like something that you like, please consider subscribing to my channel so that you'll be notified when I next upload a video. Now that's out of the way, let's crack on. A wireless video microphone has long been something that I can see the benefit in. They're incredibly handy to have in your kit bag, and there's lots of different uses that you can have for them. However, until now I've never been able to justify the cost of the market leading devices because, you know, it's a lot of money. I haven't had a job come up that's really required one as a necessity, so I've always made do without. So when Comica got in touch with me a couple of months ago and asked if I would like to test one of their newest microphones, a wireless microphone called the CVM-WM100, catchy title Comica, well done, I was pretty stoked to give it a go and get my hands on it. Also, the price point of this microphone is really at the very bottom end. It's £160 this microphone, which is about half some of the market leading competitors. So my first thought was, is this thing going to be any good? And my second thought was, I'd really like to get my hands on it and give it a go. Comica were very kind to send me this free of charge for the sake of this review. But having said that, disclaimer, I was sent this product free of charge for the sake of this review, but I am under no obligation to give anything other than a fair and honest review of the product. These are just my thoughts and opinions regarding the product. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this review. So yeah, the microphone has just turned up a few weeks ago now. This is it, the nicely packaged box that it comes in. Last weekend I was doing some talking heads videos for the agency that I work at, and I was able to use it for the first time properly after doing a few tests. So today we're going to unbox it. I'm going to show you some of that test footage, compare it against the Rode VideoMic Pro, then I'm going to give you some thoughts about it. So let's get on with the unboxing. Okay, so here's what you get with the microphone. Comes in this lovely box, and it's by Comica Professional Audio Equipment. Apparently they were formed in 2012 and they're hoping to take on the likes of Rode, but I guess only time will tell if their products are up to the mark. As you can see, this wireless receiver and transmitter set can work with your camera, with your camcorder, or with your smartphone, although I have only tested it with a DSLR from Canon. The product is called the CVM-WM100 UHF 48 channel wireless microphone. Not sure about the name, Comica, not particularly catchy. Perhaps you could work on that with future products. But other than that, it's a really nice box. It's got a list of features here on the side of the box, and on the back it's got a little bit of additional info about the different specifications for the transmitter and the receiver. So let's get this out. And the first thing that strikes me about this is this really nice and practical bag that it comes in. It's got loads of space in it for additional accessories and stuff, and really just helps to keep the microphone in good condition and to make it easy to travel with. So I was quite impressed by that. It's got two compartments in the bag. If we open up this compartment first, and then in the bottom compartment of the bag we've got the actual transmitter and the receiver. So what have we got here? First of all, we have got the Comica receiver here. So this is the bit that you plug into your camera. Both the transmitter and the receiver are made of sort of plastic and have this little battery drawer that comes out here like so. Both receiver and transmitter take 2 AA batteries to operate them. Very similar for the transmitter end. Amongst the accessories that we've got this very short 3.5mm jack lead. This is used to plug the receiver into your camera. And a really nice touch actually about this, it's got these little locking jack threads on here, meaning that when you plug it into the receiver, you actually thread it in and it locks, so it can't be easily pulled out. Also get this wireless lav mic. So sorry, not wireless, just a lav mic, but this plugs into the transmitter. It's got a built-in little windshield here like this, a very strong clip for clipping onto your clothing. It's about 1 meter long, the wire that you get with this, and again it's got the same locking 3.5mm jack connector. To go on the lav mic, you've also got this much larger dead cat for if you're filming outside. It's really great, this actually. I've never seen one quite like this. It's got a tiny little lock like this. It's got a little toggle so that you can put it on the microphone. And I think that would keep out the worst of noise. It's really soft as well. So that's good. Then we've also got 2 belt clips. So these are just little wire belt clips, and these attach handily onto the receiver or the transmitter. You just have to fold that clip in there, that clip in there. Maybe a little fiddly, but once it's on, that's great. Same thing for the other microphone, I won't put that on right now. And on the back of both of the transmitter and the receiver, you have got a thread there, which is a standard camera thread, and you also get 2 of these little hot shoe, well I guess they're cold shoe adapters, so you can screw like this and mount, screw that on there like so, and that will mount on your camera. Then the final accessory that you get with this set is the XLR adapter. Something really nice about this is, although it's sold as a wireless lav mic system, the addition of this means that you could actually put in any studio quality condenser microphone or any professional XLR standard microphone, and it will convert it to the jack, which means you can actually plug pretty much anything into the transmitter and it will send it to the receiver, which I think is a really nice feature. So what else about this device? So they're both kind of plastic. Doesn't feel like you'd want to drop these much, but they don't feel cheap, don't get me wrong. They're just not the most rugged of plastic. It feels like the sort of plastic that would break if you dropped it on a concrete floor. So battery wise, this little drawer seems fine. Perhaps this is slightly over engineered. It feels like maybe they could have simplified that a little bit, but you know, it's nice enough. It does the job, so that's fine. And you just have to squeeze them to put that back in, like so. They've got these nice aerials on, which are nice and sort of soft and rubbery. They don't feel like they're going to break, and obviously they go some way to extending the signal distance up to the 100 meters, which they say this product can go up to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nice packaging, nice product, and a very nice set of accessories. So now let's go back to wide view and talk about some testing. Right, so that is the microphone, the transmitter, the receiver, all the bits and pieces that you get with it. Now let's have a listen to what it sounds like. So what I've got here from last weekend is some talking head footage, and what we've got is Candy through camera 1, and that camera is using the Rode VideoMic Pro on a boom pole above her head, with the plus 20 dB activated for the best possible signal strength. And then we've got camera B, which is the Canon 7D with the Comica wireless microphone on, and Candy is wearing the lav mic just on her shirt. What we can do now is I'm just going to play a few snippets of camera A and camera B so you can get an idea. Now if you have got some headphones, it might be worth you listening to this segment with your headphones so you can really hear any sort of noise that you're getting from either of the microphones. And also I would add that I have done absolutely no post-production to this footage. This is straight out of the camera as it was recorded.
Why are so many businesses using video these days? And why might it be time for you to consider why your business should use it too? I'm Candy from Liquid Light, and today we're going to talk about the fastest growing content type on both desktop and mobile. Video. Why are so many businesses using video these days? and why might it be time for you to consider why your business should use it too. I'm Candy from Liquid Light, and today we're going to talk about the fastest growing content type on both desktop and mobile: video.
So I don't know what you thought about that test footage, but for me, I was quite surprised and impressed by the quality of sound that I was achieving through the Comica Lav mic. At times while I was editing the final videos, I was getting confused as to which audio source I was actually listening to, which I find to be amazing. With that in mind, I want to talk about some pros and cons that I have found with this product to help you make your mind up if it's the microphone for you. So let's talk about the pros first for the Comica microphone. Pro number one, the packaging, the carry case, and the number of accessories that come with this system is amazing. For the budget, I was expecting to just get the absolute basics, but I've got a complete package. There's not a single thing which I'm left wanting for. I've got a nice carry case, the belt clips, the windshield, the lav mic. It goes on and on and on. So really good work, Comica. You've come up with a really rounded package, which I think is everything that someone would need to get started with a wireless microphone system. Pro number two, the extensive number of channels that the microphone has may not be any different to the competitors, but for the budget, it's crazy. And 48 channels for me means that no matter what interference you might have, you're going to be able to find a clean channel to get that audio into your camera. Pro number three, the wireless system itself is incredibly versatile. The tests that I've shown you today are just using the included lav mic. However, that's just one use case. Once you've got a wireless transmitter and receiver, there's no end to the use cases for it. To give you just a couple of quick ideas that I've come up with, if I was filming an event, I could plug my Rode video mic into the transmitter, which would untether it from my camera and give me the sound quality of the Rode VideoMic Pro through a wireless system. And that would mean that, say at an event, I could have a microphone set up where, say, maybe there's a speaker, I could be using a boom arm mic for them, and then I'm free to move around. So that's really versatile. Another use case could be, again, at an event, if the speakers are already mic'd up and their audio is going into a desk and being played to the room, then instead of me having to mic up those speakers, I can plug my transmitter into the sound desk and take a signal directly out of the sound desk, saving me micing anybody up. And also, again, wirelessly, meaning that anywhere in the room, when I press record on my camera, I'm going to be getting a signal straight from the audio desk, which is really handy. Another use case, which is, you know, probably the primary use case that people think of for these microphones, is so that if I'm doing an interview, the person I'm interviewing is not wired up, they're not connected to the camera, they're free to move around and get quite a distance from the camera, but still have really good audio. So versatility is pro number three. Pro number four, which I thought was a really nice feature, is the screw-in threads on the jack connectors to make sure that you're getting a really firm connection. If the transmitter is being worn on a person, then that is can be a little bit vulnerable, so that extra addition of that thread on the wires is a really nice touch. Well done, Comica. And of course, pro number five is the price. At £160, this is about half the price of the market leading competitors. To deliver such a high quality product at such a low price is really fantastic. That is some pros. Now let's look at the cons, the things that aren't quite so good. Okay, so con number one. I'm not saying that the microphones don't feel solid and well made. However, the plastic that the devices are made from does feel a little bit hard and potentially brittle. This is not a microphone that I would want to drop over and over again, and as such, if I were doing interviews and using this microphone day in, day out, then I might consider spending the extra money to get something slightly more robust in that instance. Con number two is it's probably a little subjective, okay, but there is headphone monitoring on the receiver end of the microphone system, which means that you can plug in your headphones and you can hear the signal. However, that signal is not what's being recorded, so it can trip you up if you're not careful. Now, I still found it relatively useful at times, but you just need to be aware that you're not really monitoring the audio that you're recording, you're only monitoring the signal you're receiving from the transmitter. It's kind of good, but for me, that needs to be made clearer that you're not getting a true audio monitor, and for that reason I think that's a con. Con number 3 is the battery compartment. It's pretty tidy and it does work, but it feels perhaps slightly overcomplicated. There's like this drawer that you pull out of the bottom of the receiver and the transmitter to replace the batteries, and whilst it's fine, to me it seems slightly over-engineered and like it could be a weakness, and over time of changing those batteries it feels like an area that could give up the ghost earlier than you would like it to. So that's it really. They're the bits and pieces that I like about the microphone and the bits which I think could be a little bit better. So that's everything for today. We have unboxed the microphone. I've given you some comparison footage to compare the audio that you're getting from it, and I've given you my pros and cons for the microphone. My conclusion is that this is actually a really great microphone, and if you're just doing occasional filming and you need something to deliver a wireless signal to your camera, then actually there is no longer a need to spend the higher amount of money needed to get something from the competitors. This microphone does a fantastic job for occasional use. So I hope you found that useful. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you liked it, and consider subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. And other than that, I will see you next week. WCM, CVM, WM100, CVM, WM100, CVM, WM100. Another great use case. I'm rambling like a motherfucker.